Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again with another reaction for you guys. Today, guys, of course, we're continuing the journey of Ben 10 Omniverse. This is Season 4, Episode 5. Of course, we'll not know the title until they get into the episode. Let me get this out of the way real fast. If you're hearing any background noise, I do apologize. It's hot as hell. It's summer. I have the tower fan running over here because I don't want to be dying up here recording this video because I'm on the second floor of my house and the air circulation, for some reason, even though I have central air, doesn't really hit the top floor that well. Not sure why. So, hearing in the background noise, if you hear that, you're probably not hearing it, but if you are hearing it, you probably are a little bit. It's the tower fan. I had to keep that going. So, anyways, last week's episode, the return of Phil. Well, not really the return of, it was Phil, but not really, because he basically was lost all these years ago, and now he's basically somebody else entirely. He was in the null void, and now he's basically terrorizing and attacking Ben and everybody, and tricking them at first. Ben saying, I don't know if I trust this guy, which proving Ben is smart in that instance. Ben a lot of the times is not the smartest person, but Ben at least knew and figured, I don't trust Phil, which, good job, because everyone else is like, well, we're here to help you, da, 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 da. And seeing all the electric aliens except for Brainstorm, I forgot about that, but Ben turned into every other electrical alien I think possible besides Brainstorm in last week's episode because of the Omnitrix and him being near Phil. But it was cool to see the Frankenstein alien brought back. There's a new name for it now. He became all kinds of electric aliens. It was so cool to see that, but people pointed out Brainstorm was the one missing, which I'm like, maybe they couldn't find a way to make it work, but regardless, it was really, really cool. So, not sure where we're going from here. I mean, I'm still waiting for a continuation of the whole Kyber and Albedo thing, because that was a major episode this season, but it hasn't happened yet. We haven't seen a continuation of it yet, so maybe it happens here. I have no idea. Can't even talk. It's been a long day. Anyways, let's get into now. Let's check out this episode, guys. Let's go.
It's just a travesty. So underappreciated.
It's an honor just to watch.
Oh, he's talking as the animals. Okay.
You are a true genius, Dr. Animal. Get lost, Tennyson. Pay no attention to crazy Dr. Animal.
Yeah, crazy. What's he doing?
No threat.
Ben 10.
Oh, I know what you're
Evil's
thinking.
Encore. I like that title.
Dr. Animo, isn't this the same plan?
I've learned from my past mistakes.
He's breaking the fourth wall. Oh. Oh, flashback! Yes! Yes!
Since you fought malware here, the reconstruction has been finished.
Oh.
If we keep Ben away from it, everything should be fine.
You do overdo it sometimes.
A little bit.
Oh, that doesn't sound like me.
Of course. Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah!
Is about to get an eye full of trouble. Peekaboo.
Damn.
Hey, Doc. Na, 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 na.
That same bug. That is so random, but okay. Oh. It was that simple?
Oh, sure. After I wore it out. What do you think Animo's up to?
Good
I don't
question.
know, Ben, and
Not
that's what
good.
worries me.
Uh-oh.
I think I can.
Claws, Ben. Easy with the claws.
Easy with the claws.
Try not to slobber.
Technobugs. Common earwigs augmented.
The plumber headquarters just became our enemy.
Yep.
What do you want, Animo?
Everything.
To borrow
Craziness.
from a satellite. Nee, 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 nee.
Oh! What do you smell?
Yes, what is it, boy? Someone in trouble?
Thank goodness you're here. Dr. Animo is in
Oh,
the
hello.
Who called tech support?
Oh my god.
You're all cabled.
So they've always been around, or at least they've been around for a bit.
How are we gonna get up there?
Any magic or anything? Oh, climbing.
The cargo lift.
Uh-oh.
Really? Mr. Savage?
I mean...
Don't blame me. Do I seem taller to you guys now?
A little bit. Uh-oh. Ben, do something.
Whoa, what's wrong?
Oh. Lucky.
You mean that?
That's the exit.
Ooh, I'm beginning to think those guys...
I'm gonna have to bulk up to get past that thing.
Don't say that because you're not going to get him.
4 arms. Or maybe way big. Vortex nebulae! Give it up, Animo. You're outnumbered.
Well,
3
he's not gonna
against
give up.
1.
Poor Benjamin.
commandeered the security drones.
Diamond
Now
Head.
we're talking.
Oh, that's nice.
Any second.
Yeah, knock those bugs off.
Okay, that's way freaky.
Come on, Ben, figure it out. Oh, we can do that. Okay.
I'm guessing you guys know.
That was close. Come on. Oh! That was random.
Oh,
Again.
clip.
Such a weird visual. Ugh. Eat the whole chair.
Good work, Ben.
Finally, that big mouth
Oh
of
my
yours came
God.
in handy.
Ben, no. You can't spit that out in here.
Oh no. Oh no.
Grandpa?
This time will be different.
Will it be?
Ultimate retribution. Oh, snack time.
Oh no.
No fair!
He can't believe it.
Alone. Where you go? What's his deal?
If only you knew.
Hey, Animo.
I really had a good time with this episode, and honestly, I was expecting this to be part of a flashback, but I'm glad that actually most of the episode was a flashback to, like, this is what happened before when Dr. Animo, shortly after the events of Ben 10 Classic, so during the era of where we've seen flashbacks in Ben 10 Omniverse, where it's a younger Ben, but he's 11 now, and everything, of course, after the events of all the Ben 10 Classic, he's back again to get the satellite codes within the Mount Rushmore, base for the plumbers, and all this going down, and we'll definitely talk about some of the crazier stuff in that episode, but we go through all of this flashback for these bugs and everything, and he's creating one. He's recreating this bug that's going to hopefully get into the system of the the prison he's in, of course, in the plumber base, and all of that setup, all the flashback, all for that bug to go, and then literally it gets eaten immediately. Immediately, as soon as it goes up, ooh, a snack! It's like, Dr. Animo's like, every possibility, everything thought out, eaten right away. Just the luck of that guy. Dr. Animo is just never going to catch a break. He shouldn't catch a break, be at my point. Like, he was doing really good in that flashback. He was doing really good, and then, of course, here, nothing. He's talking to himself. He's created voices and characteristics or something, but voices for some of the stuffed animals that he's now destroying because he's so mad. Because he couldn't believe all of that work for nothing. Now, I actually have the voice cast pulled up here because I always forget the names. Blue Kick and Driba, the two gray matter aliens. Apparently, in the flashback, they've been around for a while. Like, they have been around since, at least after the events of Ben 10 Classic. And since these flashbacks take place after the events of Ben 10 Classic, it doesn't really negate or mess with the timeline or, like, retcon anything. Because them being at that plumber base in the Mount Rushmore, like, base or whatever, them being there and only being called because tech support needs to be called when some of those people there are under attack, that's when they show up. Like, they literally left the room and they came in, so they must have recently just joined because they created an exit sign or an exit, literally small for them, but not for them to actually use, Ben, Gwen, and Max. So that was funny. But okay, so now we know that at some point after the events, of course, at some point we knew, but it was not that long after the events of where everything kind of went down in the Classic, and then that between time of Omniverse, or not Verse, from Classic to Alien Force, they show up, and they're now a part of the plumber base and everything, and they're now part of the plumbers. So they've been around for a number of years. So interesting to learn that, but never saw them in Alien Force or Ultimate Alien. So here we are, right? Just found a way to include them in the mix. But they were always around, it seems, during that time. So the opening with the flashback of a two-headed giraffe that can shoot fire or some sort of beam attack, insane, but Dr. Animo for you. I love seeing, again, because I've always said this, and people have said, and I understand, Chainsaw is biased with Ben 10 Classic, like, because I always talk about Ben 10 Classic as my favorite show, and I always prefer young Ben, Gwen, and Grandpa Max for a classic era in terms of the trio. I love to death Ben, Gwen, and Kevin. I do. But I still prefer Ben, Gwen, and Max, Grandpa Max. So I understand that maybe the bias, but I just love seeing them here again. It is unfortunate a little bit that the original voice actress for young Gwen is not in the show. Like, she only voiced Gwen in the classic era show, and then of course with the Secret of the Omnitrix, and then that I think it was called Destroy All Aliens. It was that like CG kind of like model or whatever, the CG like animated film that I guess originally was not made for was made like for international audiences, and they actually dubbed it and added in. But if that's true, I'm not sure or not. But so she's only voiced the character a couple of times in terms of like shows and stuff. And now we've had Ashley Johnson, who did the voice for Gwen in Alien Force onwards, and she's voicing young Gwen. So she's doing a little bit of a different voice. It's noticeable, but at the same time, at least I still get to see young Gwen using her magic and everything. It's just cool to see these moments and everything. Like that little movement where she and her and Grandpa Max got into the bubble and they like went onto the platform and all that. That was pretty cool. It's always great to see Dr. Animo, because people forget, and I understand because I would forget it too, but I always have to tell myself, because Dr. Animo is such an important character in the Ben 10 universe for a couple of reasons. But the main thing specifically is, well, it's technically two things. The first thing is that his first appearance was episode 2 of Ben 10 Classic, the second ever episode of any Ben 10 continuity. Second ever episode. And he's also the first actual human villain of the show, like in terms of all the characters we've been introduced to, because episode 1 I believe was just the drones or whatever, but basically Vilgax, like this entity, this thing was introduced. But the second ever episode, it was the first ever human villain that was introduced in Ben 10. So to see the character still thriving, still in the show in some capacity, yes, has had a design change in terms of the character's design and look. But Dr. Animo has always been around, and I'm glad that they never really forgot him. Sure, he's been gone for bits of stretch of time in between appearances, but it's still cool that the Dr. Animo still has an importance, still is playing some sort of part in the narrative. And the fact that he was, of course, here in current day, and also this pretty intense flashback, which, you know, was pretty much the whole episode, it was really cool to see that. Because Dr. Animo, they could easily forget, because they have a lot of other characters they could go to, and they're still introducing new characters here and there as we're continuing through Omniverse. So they could have realistically wrote this episode as a brand new villain or some sort of villain that we've not seen in a while, and not do Dr. Animo. But the fact they're still bringing him back and it's still the same voice actor is just great. It just keeps that nostalgia and everything, and it keeps that really kooky and crazy character alive and still active in the sense in terms of the continuity of Ben 10. So it's really cool to see that. And yeah, once again, there was no continuation of the whole thing at the end of episode 2, I believe, yes, with Kyber and Albedo, but I'm assuming we're going to get to that at some point. We're going to have to, because that's a huge setup, and we've not paid it off or even continued it, so still waiting for that. But like I said, overall, had a really good time with this episode, and I can't wait to see what happens next. I'm curious to know what you guys thought about this episode. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.